During its life cycle since launch, Google Stadia has been called a lot of things from the mainstream media. Some flattering, some not. However, see where publication totally comes from left field, and CROWNS Stadia something special. See, wow, publication CROWNS Stadia, the most compelling cloud platform. Let's get into it.
Stay sick cause I follow my gut. They say I was pushing my luck. I'ma push me a matte all black truck. Oh, I'm not sorry.
What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K back again with another episode of Stadia Dosage. Do me a huge favor before we get into this one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, rock those bells for notifications, please. So you know when your boy's dropping these doses. I appreciate all of y'all straight up. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know the reason. And y'all know the slogan. I'm not too proud to ask. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. All right. So before we get into what this publication actually said, I want to show you guys something. So you know how we do. Let me show you something. Okay, so before I get into this, I want to put out a disclaimer. I am not putting this out here to say I told you so or whatever, even though I kept it originally for this reason and actually bookmarked it because I knew that this tweet wouldn't age well, but that's not the purpose of me showing this. There's a purpose that is, I believe, more fulfilling to you and also to the actual person who posted this in haste. Let me read this. This is from Parris Lilly of Gamertag Radio. It's titled, or it talks about an interview where Andrei Derinovchev sat down with Engadget. Engadget tried to do a hit job on Stadia. They said a whole bunch of crazy stuff about the platform. It sucked. I think they had said they didn't do their research. They just made up a whole bunch of crazy stuff. A lot of it were lies. We addressed it here on this platform or whatever. But Parris, who was also someone that fit into that boat that was just doing a lot of hate towards Stadia and making up some things along the way, actually loved this article and doubled down on some things that definitely are not true now, would not be true had he did his research, but weren't even true back then. Let me read the tweet. It says, want to know why Google Stadia has been a disaster so far? Andrei Derinovchev, the head of their gaming experience, thinks that launching and acting like a startup in an established market is okay, while their competition outpaces them every step of the way. All right, so I can sit here for several minutes, for an hour, whatever, and go back and forth over the points that Parris has made over the year that just simply is false, is incorrect, is really disconnected in a lot of ways from what Stadia has done and is trying to do long term. But the thing that really caught my eye when he sent this tweet out was the fact that he says that Geforce Now was outpacing them every step of the way. Even if you preferred Geforce Now back then, this is so untrue for the simple fact that Geforce Now requires you to sit and wait. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting access to games, there is a queue. Stadia doesn't have a queue. Also, Stadia omits in 4K. Geforce Now doesn't do that. Also, at the time that Parris wrote this, Geforce Now was having games yanked from the platform because they didn't have adequate deals. Is that what you call something, a product that's established, that's outpacing Stadia every step of the way, where Stadia can securely say, yeah, once you buy this game from us, it's yours to play. Geforce Now couldn't do that, and I had people that listened to those of the likes of Mr. Lilly, bought games off of Geforce Now only to have those games yanked and them just simply be SOL. Now, I said I didn't pull this up as a gotcha or I told you so, but I did so as a precautionary tale, not only for you on the other end of this mic, but for Mr. Lilly and the likes. Here's the thing. There is nothing like due diligence, nothing like research. And all those things that I mentioned about why Parris was wrong here, I bet you he wasn't even aware of in contrast. There has been so many times this year that Mr. Lilly and the likes have said something that was totally wrong, way off base. We've corrected them, and their response has simply been, well, the Stadia bots are mad at me now. There's been a pattern of this. And this isn't a reflection on Stadia. This is a reflection on people like Mr. Lilly. Look, Mr. Parris has a whole other set of problems with what he has said about Cyberpunk 2077 and so forth that he has to deal with and he has to own up to, which is a reflection on his commentary. But the ironic thing is that the game that he's hyped up the most for the past several years, the second best way to play it is on the platform that's being outpaced every step of the way. Isn't that something? But again, let this be a cautionary tale to those that say things without doing due diligence and again end up hurting those of you on the other end of the mic. Now here is an example in complete contrast of someone that has done their due diligence and didn't just jump on their soapbox and grab a mic to say something. Let me show you something else. This is an article that we're referencing to in this video. This is from the people at ProgrammingInsider.com. And they talk about the 3 top-rated cloud gaming services. And in their minds, which feasibly so, it is PlayStation Now, NVIDIA Geforce Now, and Google Stadia. And they do mock-ups in this article talking about all 3. They're talking about cloud gaming altogether. But the thing that they say about Stadia first and foremost is what's eye-opening, what is revealing, and again, is what is in contrast to those that just speak off of emotion opposed to due diligence. This is what the article says about Google Stadia. So far, Google has developed the most compelling cloud gaming platform that threatens to beat other elites in the market. Google Stadia is the most promising among such platforms, thanks to its smooth play and diverse compatibility. Something we've been talking about for a whole year, right? Right. Google Stadia supports vast devices, provided you have 10 megabytes of internet connection. Again, the likes of those like Mr. Lilly and whoever said, oh, you gotta have so much great internet and brute force it. No, that's not the case. And thanks to our people, our good friends at ProgrammingInsider.com for shedding light on that. 10 megabytes of internet connection or more. Moreover, you only need 30 megabytes of internet speed to get a stunning 4K display at 60 frames per second. Google allows gamers to choose any controllers provided they are compatible with the platform and games. These include PlayStation and Xbox controllers. Wow. Wow. Now, you know what? I'll continue to read on because I'm loving this article. You might not find your favorite PlayStation and Xbox games on the platform initially, but as the platform develops, you can be guaranteed personalized gaming. Some of the most interesting games on the platform include Mortal Kombat 11, Destiny 2, and Red Dead Redemption. Once you purchase a game, you gain permanent ownership and can play anytime on demand with permanent ownership to the license. The gaming platform arguably offers the best streamers experience so far. Oh, la da dee. Oops, it got me so excited. I put the wrong one. Hey, if you do like this week's video, subscribe now, but I'll get to that in a little bit. La da dee, la da down. Okay, so here's the thing, y'all. That was compelling because if you read the whole article, you could tell, and you can see even in the picture. Here, let me go back. You can see even in the picture that, he's playing the platform on multiple access points. He's done due diligence, okay? I remember when the aforementioned Mr. Lilly was quote-unquote testing out Stadia with Destiny 2, and he had a smooth experience, but he tried to say that someone else that was playing didn't have a great experience. So when I approached him, well, I didn't approach him, but when I asked that person, they didn't say that. But you see, there's a narrative that people want to draw to be negative because they feel something emotionally. And when you act off of that, and you got millions of people that listen to you, I feel you have a responsibility to do an about-face and correct yourself. And you're gonna see a lot of people do that over the next year or so as Stadia becomes even better and better and better, and more people get it in their hands. But what is very important is so not only you, get the right information, but those like Mr. Lilly don't have to be embarrassed in this way. It's important for you to do your due diligence like the individual here did for ProgrammingInsider.com, Mr. Mark Berman. Just sit down with the platform, go through it thoroughly, check out and talk to people in the community. There are those that are very, critical of the platform, but don't just act off of emotion and armchair quarterback, because there are people that expect you to do this, what Mr. Berman did, and they assume that if you're going to talk so strongly, that's what you did. And in most cases, that's not what they did. And it's unfortunate to you, but as things are starting to turn around for Stadia and these people have to answer to it, it's more unfortunate for them. So again, I hope that lesson has been learned. But ultimately, what I want to say is that I wholeheartedly agree with what Mr. Berman had to say. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's a shocker, right? But here's the thing. Here's why I agree. I've been thoroughly testing cloud gaming for the last 2+ years. Okay, tried them all extensively, all of them, right? And even though PlayStation Now has a lot of titles on it, it's very limited in the fidelity that it outputs and, where you can play it at, right? Now, the thing with Geforce Now is it has the beauty of ray tracing. It has the beauty of just being a conduit from your PC games, but that's where it's limited at. And that's where I think all other cloud services are limited at. Cloud services are simply, except for Google Stadia, are simply just trying to give you access to quality gaming without having to buy expensive hardware and give it to you in a plethora of places. But that's nothing to clap like a baby seal over, because that's the base of cloud gaming. I mean, you really can't be considered cloud gaming unless you offer it. That's like me clapping because I say, ooh, well, my house has walls and I can heat it up and stay warm. It's not what a house is supposed to have, right? But the thing that separates Stadia from all these other cloud platforms is that Stadia is looking long-term to do some big things. Not only are they looking to do the base stuff, like allowing you to play where you want to play and that personalized gaming that Mr. Berman talked about, but they are doing big things like Project Chimera, which will again, for those that are not familiar with it, allow game development, massive game development, to be done tremendously with a group of 10 people. And a lot of AI machine learning based things that they're looking to bake into this platform that really nobody is talking about doing elsewhere. This is what separates Stadia from everyone else. So it's great that, and it's fantastic that out of all the cloud gaming platforms, that the majority of us that got our hands on it, along with Mr. Berman and people that really done their due diligence, we've realized and we've recognized that this is the best performing platform, but it doesn't stop there. For Google, it's not about simply performance. It's about propelling gaming no matter where you game at into the future. And people like the aforementioned Mr. Lilly and the likes, again, this isn't an attack on you. This is just an opportunity for you that whether you personally like it or not, please do your due diligence, expand your horizons, and do your research before jumping on a soapbox with purely your emotions without that research continues to harm other gamers. And with that said, that's it from your boy MM2K. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below, because like I always say, who cares what I think? But if you did like what I had to say, check out the links below to follow me. Those links will lead you to the Broadband Bullies, PNTS Network, Hard Knock Digital Culture, and yes, the Stadia Dosage. With all that said, love you guys. Have a wonderful New Year's if you don't hear from me again. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.